Welcome to episode 94 of the Brew Crew Scoop. Brewers have won 7 of their last 9. They reached 50 wins for the in the um, fastest season of 50 wins in franchise history is how I should say it. They're 52 and 31, even though there's been a lot of complaints the last week or so from the bullpen perspective, from hitting with runners in scoring position up until yesterday. Things are still good in Milwaukee. So um, you are happy about that once again. I can't even remember the last time we joined a podcast and we were really upset about a week. So that's a good thing.
Yep, we're still rolling. There's some games I think we've obviously, given up that we could have won, but at the same time, I think it's kind of the same story we had last week. You're gonna have those eventually, and I feel like on the whole, we make out pretty well on those games, the close ones. So just got to keep rolling like the Lakeshore Chinooks.
Yeah, it was disappointing to lose two at home to the Cubs, but you can't beat every team. You can't win every series that you play. And like you said, that we usually, I feel like we've said this for a couple weeks now, but we usually do come out on top on those close games, and you just can't get it done every time. It was a good week, regardless, and should continue this week.
Yep.
We left off, and it was the morning of June 24th is when the last episode posted. So let me refresh myself. We did play that night. So finished the sweep of the Reds in Cincinnati that night. Um, I actually think we probably didn't mention the second game in that series when we met then either, but we don't need to go into it. It's kind of old at this point. But 2-0 win on Tuesday, 6-5 win on Wednesday. Um, I guess just really quickly, Sprout looked good in the first game. Bowers and Vaughn led the offense, and then in the second game, um, Contreras and Bowers hit back-to-back home runs. Chad Patrick got the win. But then the big series in Milwaukee. This is where some of the frustration came from. And Friday, they took care of business. Surprise, surprise. Jacob Mizrachi threw the tied for the third fastest pitch ever, not even by a starter. 105.8 the mark from Chapman. Miz hit 105.5 in the first inning. He thinks he may have a tiny bit more in the tank. Pretty awesome stuff. Just it's must-watch baseball every time he's on the mound, and we get to have him in Milwaukee. Things were scoreless for a long time, but Garrett Mitchell did hit a two-run homer. Hamilton had a RBI triple. Contreras then hit a two-run homer. Yelich had an RBI double in the eighth. Brewers won 6-2 in that one against old friend Colin Ray on the mound for the Brewers. Like I mentioned, Miz went 6 innings, 8 Ks, 4 walks, and 2 hits. A little bit out of character, but still only one earned. Season ERA sits at 145. Uribe had a clean inning. Ashby had 2 walks in and earned run in his inning. And McGill closed the door at the end there. Saturday and Sunday is where the frustration lies. It happens to be the only 2 games they've lost in the last 9, like we talked about, but um, not getting it done with runners in scoring position. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but they did flash something on the screen at one point during the series, and it was bad. David Peterson was on the mound for the Cubs, newly acquired. First pitch, Jackson Churio homered off of him. But other than that, he looked good for the Cubs, and the Brewers pitching staff didn't as much. Kyle Harrison did put together a really good start. Again, 5 innings, 9 Ks, 1 walk, was 2 earned on 3 hits, but Chad Patrick got beat up. The regression monster has come to get him a little bit, but I think he'll be okay. He might not be as dominant as he has been at stretches, but he's still got the stuff to be a decent middle to long reliever. Grant Anderson was not sharp either. Joel Kuhnel not only gave up 1 earned, but didn't look the sharpest either. So he's a guy we probably weren't expecting to stick around very long, anyways. But besides the point, it was runs in the sixth, seventh, and ninth for shout out Fetty Wap for the Cubs. Sunday, Cubs won in extras, a little bit of a heartbreaker, 4-3. Gary Sanchez homered early in the game off the opener. to go up 1-0, and then that was the score until the seventh inning. Cubs scored one on an Ashby Wild pitch. He kind of came in, and it was pretty ugly. He's really good when he commands, and he's really not good when he doesn't. But it was 1-1 going into the 10th. A run got walked in the 10th inning by Kuno. And then in the bottom of the 10th inning, sorry, the Cubs scored 3 runs. But then in the bottom of the 10th inning, Yelich singled to drive in Ortiz. Then in the 10th, Mitchell walked in a run and to make it 4-3, but that's as close as it got. So Cubs took the series there. The Brewers did sweep them earlier this year, so they still have the season series over them. And they rebounded against the Reds again, 5-3 on Monday night. Looking at that game, the highlight of this game was Joey Ortiz. Big go-ahead home run in the bottom of the eighth inning, so he needed that. Terang also homered in the game. They were down 3-0 until the bottom of the sixth. Ashby snuck out the win. He's 11-1 on the year. McGill got the save. And then Tuesday, 7-2 Brewers win. Jake Bowers and Jackson Chourio homered. On the mound, Brandon Sproat, he locked it in. It sounded like he made a mechanical tweak mid-game to sharpen up his changeup. 5 1/3, 7 Ks, 2 walks, 2 earned, 4 hits. So not bad, but he's still got more in the tank, I think. 5.28 ERA for him on the season. But all in all, that makes it a 5-2 week. Didn't get the series win against their division rivals, but looking at the standings, I know the Cubs are about to win. I don't think these standings are updated for that. They're going to win their fifth straight.
Are you sure? They're only up by like 20 runs.
Yeah,
I think it's 21 now.
but that'll make it a 5-game lead still. So, and Brewers are 3 games ahead of the Braves in the race for that second bye. So I'm done
I guess
talking.
I remember at the beginning of the year, it looked like the Dodgers and the Braves were just going to run away with the 1 and 2 seed. So nice to see that the Braves came back to the pack a little bit. And obviously, we've been playing well. So 3 games up is quite a lot. I mean, obviously, there's so much ball left, but I mean, I didn't even know that. So nice little stat scoop.
We're in the second half now too, so you can start to really pay attention to those things a little bit. Obviously, like you said, a lot of ball to play, but
Yeah, what's the week ahead? Sorry, I know it's kind of jumping ahead, but
no, you're good. Well, we got 2 more against the Reds. It's a 4-game series, and
yeah.
then they go to Arizona and St. Louis.
All right. Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
Arizona's a weird
and
one.
then
Their
and
pitching
then
stat
Pittsburgh.
blows, but their offense is still kind of scary.
It's a Phoenix, St. Louis, Pittsburgh 10-game road trip before the All-Star break. Could be a little bit of a trap there.
Yeah.
Couple teams that are not amazing, but not terrible, and a 10-city road trip before the break, or 10 city,
10 game.
10-game,
Yeah.
3-city road trip before the break.
do they have an off day?
No, because it's
4 games against the Reds
oh,
right
I'm
now.
sorry. There's a doubleheader. Oh shit.
Yeah, the Cardinals series,
It's a
there's at
five
least a
game.
doubleheader.
Even worse, it's a 5-game series.
That's probably why they sent Gasser now, so he can just
Oh,
rest
Yeah.
it's
and he'll
11.
come
It's
back.
11 games in 10 days. Yeah, you're right. Gasser is starting one of those doubleheader games. Um, I forgot. I think they said it was 18 and 17 days at one point, and that totally. So it's actually 11 games, 10 days, 3-city road trip. Yeah, this is a little bit of a worrisome road trip.
This is where
Luckily,
boys become men.
luckily it's not like a Dodgers, Braves, Rays or something, but still not great.
Yeah.
Cole, who is your untouchable pitcher of the week?
You fellas are untouchable. Is that the thing? No one can get to you?
Trevor McGill, 3 innings pitched, 5
Yeah.
Ks, 0 earned runs, .67 whip, and a save since last time we talked.
That was my pick too.
Do you need me to give another one? Do you
Yeah,
want to say
can you?
we'll just act. You just say McGill and then
Trevor McGill. He, he's. I think he's all the way back. Is what I was gonna say. This dude is nasty. Obviously, in the Cubs loss, it looked like they were gonna, lock it up, but he struck out the side. And then what was that, yesterday against Cincinnati to close it out. So I think he's all the way back, and the worries that we had can now shift to Ashby about the bullpen because Trevor McGill is him.
And then I could give it to honestly any of the starters from the Cubs series. All of them did actually pitch well, and Sproat's been looking good. But I'm going to give it to Abner. Only 2.2 scoreless since last time we talked, but I think he served a suspension technically, so he did do that. And then .38 whip, so an even better whip than McGill. So shout out Abner. It's good to see both those guys kind of return to just about their peak forms. Hopefully, they can keep rolling with that. Obviously, we know how the bullpen works, and guys don't always keep up. But if we have those two in the back, we're obviously feeling a whole lot better.
So silly that oh shoot, what was I gonna say? Dang, I was just reading my notes and then I
Something
forgot.
silly.
Yeah, something silly. Oh, the suspension.
That is
So
silly.
silly that a reliever gets a 1 game suspension, then he just appeals it for like what, a month? And then it's
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll serve it today. It's like you could have served it any of whatever.
Hey, he had worked like
Yeah, they
three
Yeah.
out of the
they
last
banked it
5 days,
up.
so it
Yeah, it's
worked
just funny
perfectly.
that they let, I guess the fact that they let a reliever like pick his 1 day suspension.
Yeah, I mean the starters always get off with that shit though.
Yeah, they give him a 5,
Just
whatever.
dumb. They should
Well, the
like,
one thing is that they play a man down. That's the thing.
yeah.
So
Whereas like PED suspensions, obviously the long ones they don't. But yeah, whatever. Um, all right, Kian, who
let me
was
go
you?
first.
Oh, stop dropping on fire, Ricky Bobby. I'm on fire. He's so hot right now.
All right,
Don't
You
say
are
it.
Kian, are you not?
I've got Sal Frelick.
Who is your hot hitter of the week?
I've got Sal Frelick. Okay. He's 9 for his last 18 since the last time we talked. He's had a hit in every single game since we've spoken. And then obviously the Brewers jerked him off a little bit on their socials this morning. Over the entire summer or over the entire month of June, he batted almost 350, 420 on base. I believe that comes out to about an 880 OPS. It's not striking out at all, but also not walking at all. So he's just putting the ball in play with soft contact. But he did have 13 ribbies, which I feel like is pretty high for a Sal Frelick type player. So I feel he was my pick to win the batting title at the beginning of the year, and you guys both laughed at me. And that laugh is looking pretty good right now, but it's good to see Sal back because he seemed like a lock to stay on the roster no matter what. But if Garrett Mitchell's hot and he's not, obviously at some point you're going to have to pick one or the other.
I think
So
Murph would rather cut off both his hands than send Sal down, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But if you're playing so bad and we're like,
I think
it was
actually
getting
it'd be
to
the
a
scene
point
from
where you
Moneyball.
might.
It'd be the scene from Moneyball when it's like the analytics walk in and try to tell the manager what's going on, and he
Yeah.
says, "No way." But yeah,
Well, good thing Sal's playing. We don't have to be the 2001 A's.
I was also gonna say Sal, but since last time we talked, technically, Gary Sanchez, but also Wilson Contreras, um, Mitchell, Bowers, and Ortiz all have over a 1 OPS. Obviously, Sanchez and Ortiz are slightly smaller sample size. Bowers is actually getting a good amount of at-bats and has some ugly at-bats, I won't lie, but still gets her done every once in a while with some pop. And then obviously Contreras, both the Contreras brothers just showing out for Venezuela. Prayers to Venezuela. And then Garrett Mitchell continues to be the anomaly he's been all year, but can't really complain about his output as a Brewers fan. And I guess I'm still curious to see if he's a long-term plan in Milwaukee, but for now he's getting it done.
All right, one more segment tucked in here. Kian, who is your Brewers first half position player MVP? I made it position player on Twitter rather than offensive MVP because I don't want to take away the fact that Bryce Terang and William Contreras play some really good defense.
Yeah,
I
Rengifo is not
chose,
eligible anymore.
Yeah.
yeah, at bat restriction. I did choose William Contreras. Um, Obviously there are some guys with better numbers than him in some categories, but dude catches every day. I mentioned this last week that Gary Sanchez hasn't been playing the greatest. Obviously, he played pretty well this weekend, but um, William Contreras has completely solidified the catching position as he has for many years now. Playing a premium position, playing every day, hitting for pop. His OPS is I don't think it's 900, but it's upper eights. Uh,
Wrong.
is it in the 900s now?
No. 788.
Oh, then he's since the last time I was able to watch a game, which admittedly was not that
It was 2 years
it was
ago.
a long time ago. But is he still batting over 300? I did see he was doing that.
297.
Oh my God. Okay. So he must have went hitless last game because I saw he was like 305 or something at one point. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Either way, William Contreras plays a premium position on the diamond and is hitting well. And I was going to say not as much pop as we've seen in the past, but I feel like he's taking a lot of walks and hitting the ball hard still. So William Contreras.
Cole?
If I could take the first base position, I think I would have done that almost. But um, I think you got to go Bryce. He just started so hot, and like you kind of pointed out with the defensive piece, like his floor is so high even when he's not batting great. Um, Vibes guy, not vocally a vibes guy. He's pretty quiet it seems, but works hard. Kind of got that Sal Frelick mentality. And I don't know, came right off being hot at the WBC. Started hot, cooled down a bit, but had that big homer just the other day. So also, I feel like he's a guy in the past who's kind of heated up throughout the year sometimes. Um,
Well, in
I don't know.
August, didn't he hit like 13 home runs last year?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a lot.
So I'm thinking he'll
So
maybe get hot again in the second half. And when we look back at the full year, it might be a easier case for Bryce Terang. But what about you, Scoop?
I gotta go with Jake Bowers. The only other choice I think of besides the three we mentioned is Churio, but he obviously had an uphill battle though in the per capita. He has definitely been our best player.
I will say Garrett Mitchell
Yeah, he's been
has
good.
been surprisingly valuable. Like him and Bowers, I think lead the line of outperforming expectations, but that is different than most valuable. But those two have
Well,
been pretty important.
I will say if you don't count Vaughn's small sample size, Bowers is leading the team in OPS right now. He's got 50 runs batted in, 15 home runs, feels like some clutch home runs. He's played a good first base and a good outfield when we needed him to.
What are his splits versus lefties this year? Not trying to be an ass, actually, just wondering.
I'd have to look. I'd have to go to a different page on Baseball Reference. But right now, what I'm looking at, I was going to mention, would you guys be surprised to know that Terang leads the team in strikeouts and Terang and Contreras are they're within 20 plate appearances of each other, and Terang has 95 Ks and Contreras only has 45. So
Yeah,
even if Terang
I
has the
think that's
higher. I mean,
just
it makes
always tough for lefties that are
yeah,
everyday players.
it makes sense. Just interesting. But then, I mean, it's like pick your category with these four guys. Bowers has the highest on base percentage. Churio has had the highest slug. They have basically identical OPSs. Contreras has the highest batting average. Contreras and Bowers both have 50 runs batted in. Bowers is leading the way with 15 homers. But Terang has 16 doubles and three triples. Those both lead the team. And obviously plays an amazing second base. But yeah, the fact that Bowers is exceeding expectations is definitely part of the reason why I say that. And the fact that he plays multiple positions. Um, I'll pull up his splits. I'll let you guys talk.
I will say I agree with Cole. If you're going to go with who is valuable because they are exceeding expectations, it's 100% Jake Bowers. But I just, in my head, if you're going to pick the most valuable, the Brewers basically surround their team or they staff their team with guys who could play defense and hit. So I'm going to pick a premium position catcher or Bryce. I was probably going to be Bryce Terang for my other one, just because of how well they play defense. But that's a personal pick. I don't know if that's why you chose Terang as well, Cole.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, his floor is just so high. Obviously, seconds. I mean, it is a premium position, but not what short is. But I promise you I wasn't going to pick our shortstop, so or a third baseman at that. But yeah, I mean, I am still curious what the team looks like in a couple months between what we have in the org, whether it's a promotion um, or obviously a trade. Pretty interested there.
So to your point about the first base position, Andrew Vaughn has a 948 OPS. It's only 44 games, but a 1.2 WAR. I know how we all feel about WAR, but in a quarter of a season, that's a 5 WAR pace. Splits wise, Jake Bauers 938 OPS against righties, which is obviously a much bigger sample size. 733 OPS, so he's holding his own against lefties. I'll pull up Vaughn's splits just because I'm curious for the sake of talking about the first base position and continuing the platoon. Um, versus lefties, Vaughn has a 1268 OPS. So, smaller sample size, but if you combine his 1200 OPS with Bauer's 900 plus OPS against righties, you're sitting pretty at first base. It's a position that we've struggled since Prince Fielder to be have a lot of success at, and they
Are you
are,
voting Prince Fielder into the Hall of
yeah.
Very Good today? He's
Last time
is
I
up
looked,
for
he had
Is
election.
he?
he had
I mean,
99% yes vote with
he's
Oh,
got
he
to
has to
be.
get 65.
13.8 thousand.
He would have
Wow.
been he would have been uh a case for a Hall of Fame guy had he not gotten injured. I don't know if he would have got in, but he had a legit chance at 500 homers, which is nothing to sneeze at. Um, he ended with like 319, I think it was, with only like 10 full seasons played. So, for what it's worth, our followers voted 44% Bowers, 25% Churio, 20% Contreras, 11% Turang.
What the F do they know?
Um, okay, let's talk about transactions. Gasser went down, but is going to come back up. Garrett Stallings was selected. He'll be making his major league debut.
He was a
Uh,
WBC participant, correct? For Team Great Britain?
I don't know, was he?
Believe so.
Um, I don't know if there was a ton else of actual moves.
Koenig's back. Was that
Oh
technically
yeah,
this week?
Koenig's back. Logan Henderson is expected to be back in early July, they say. So that's good because last we heard, I
That's
thought like
today.
it was going to be, yeah, I thought it was going to be longer. So, um, he started a rehab assignment already, I believe. Coleman Crow threw a bullpen too, and he also is expected to be back early July, where Brandon Lockridge had a setback and had knee surgery last week. So, um, not a ton else there, I don't believe. So Strzelecki is back in Nashville for the Brewers. Um, oh, Yoho was optioned. That was the corresponding move for Koenig. Yoho hasn't been able to find his footing on the major league team, and I don't know if it's like has to do with nerves or not having a set role or what it is, but he's just struggled to find success between his two seasons in the majors or two partial seasons.
An actual article that I read in the paper, which makes me sound really old. Um, I I guess Jim Henderson at the beginning of the year in spring training challenged him to throw more pitches in the zone. So when in Nashville, he was able to get guys to fish. And when he was brought up to the majors last year, that's obviously not the case. The guys just don't swing at the shitty pitches. Um, so it was like for every outing that you have, a certain strike percentage, Jim Henderson was like, I'll buy you coffee the next morning. And I guess he was doing well. And so I don't know. That article came out 2 weeks ago when he was brought back up, I think. So curious to see his strike percentage and his whiff in the zone compared to out of the zone. And that might still be why he's struggling is he's just scared to throw pitches in the zone. And when he does, they're meatballs.
All right. Do we want to go around the farm?
If it hadn't been for those meddling kids.
If it hadn't been for you meddling kids. Ah, meddling kids. If it hadn't been for these meddling laddies.
I'll start. Jesus Mede and Luis Pena are participating in the All-Star Futures game, representing the Brewers. I know some new prospect lists came out. Medea stayed at number one. Pena is not far behind him, I believe, in the top 10 as well. Couple other guys we talked about are on that list too. I'll let some other people take some of the thunder, but Medea is making his second straight Futures game appearance, and Pena is back and healthy finally. He's making his first. Um, Medea, last I saw, was still hitting well in Double A, I believe. I'll pull up the stats while you guys talk.
Yeah. Is there anyone else that hitting well at Double A recently?
Apparently he's cooled off. Are you talking about Fisher?
Yeah, I was talking about Fisher.
Oh
You
yeah,
wanted to talk about him?
Double A. Yeah,
He's still
Andrew
hitting
Fisher.
nukes.
He's a two true outcomes guy. It seems like he is striking out at like a 33% clip, but he is absolutely mashing when he doesn't strike out. Um, he's got in his last 10 games, four homers and 1150 OPS. That was 2 days ago when I saw that. So I don't know what I think I saw you hit another home run since then, but just called up and red hot. It doesn't surprise me that he's doing well in Double A's after seeing him do well in the WBC, which we've already talked about a couple times.
Yeah. I guess you were talking about our top prospects. Technically now, from Baseball America, we have 9. So Medea, Pena, Pratt, Lara, Henderson, Adam Shevsky, Braylon Payne, who has also been hot and hitting nukes, Jet Williams, and then Alexander Frias, who we've talked about, got promoted recently to the Wilson Warbirds. But he's had some pretty elite looking exit velos in his time I think he was in the DSL. So we'll have to see how he picks up in Wilson alongside Jaden Fielder. But those guys all are top 100 prospects, which is pretty crazy. And then otherwise, Josiah Ragsdale was the Midwest Player of the Week. He is in the middle of a 32 game on base streak, so it's probably a good way to get Player of the Week honors is always be on base. And then Braylon Ant Nunez in the ACL was the Player of the Week as well. He had 3 homers and 3 doubles. In the month of June, he had the second most extra base hits in the league, and also is showing some pretty good 90th percentile exit velos and barrels and all that, which tend to go hand in hand with home runs and doubles. So good to see some Player of the Week honors throughout the org. So farm is a good place to be right now, and it's good to have a good farm and a good team because sometimes you don't get both at the same time. So we'll see if we unload some of this or not. If you had to trade one of those top 100 guys, obviously I think they're valued differently, but one of those top 100 guys, plus I'll add in Fisher just because I feel like he would have to bring some value. If you had to get rid of one, do you have a
I mean,
preference?
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind taking some value back for Fisher. I mean, he's shown flashes, but he also strikes out a ton, and he hasn't been recognized in any of these top 100 lists. So just for that reason, I would say him. I don't know that they would trade Luis Lara, but we obviously have a decent amount of outfielders. I say I don't know if they trade him because of the extension. Um, got a decent amount of outfielders, and the extension's so team friendly, but that does raise his value. I wouldn't want to trade Medea, Pena, or Pratt for obvious reasons. Um, Henderson I'm surprised he's still on a prospect list, to be
Yeah, I
honest,
know.
I guess. Henderson's a guy who I would float out there if that can net us something. We do have one of those arms for sure. I wouldn't mind because at some point you're gonna have arguably too many. Um, yeah, I'd say outside of Medea, Pena, and Pratt, I'm pretty open to listening.
I totally agree. I was going to say Henderson. Obviously, he's been so up and down. I'm shocked that he's still been on the top 100 list, but it just depends. I'd be willing to give up anybody that you mentioned as long as I feel the value is fair. But obviously, what I value isn't what the Brewers value. So I will put my full trust in the Brewers. And if they decide to get rid of somebody that maybe I was like, for somebody that I don't think is that great, I'm going to put my trust in them. But I always fear that every single guy we trade for is going to be Daniel Norris or Matt Bush. So let's hope we have better luck this year.
Yeah, I feel like it's tough because I kind of agree that like I think because of Fisher's K rate and that kind of stuff, it's and I mean not that he's old, but he's definitely not like a young prospect anymore necessarily just because of his time in college. I guess he's only 22, but still. But at the same time, like I'd be okay with getting rid of him, but then you got to consider that he plays one of the positions that's like a hole for bats right now on this current roster. And like, I mean, defensively, he's obviously not going to be able to do what I think either Hamilton or Ortiz can do at third. But like, gun to my head, if you ask me if he could be a more productive batter right now in the major leagues than Joey Ortiz, the answer is like, yes. OPS wise, obviously. I mean, freaking K wise too, probably. Um, because Joey O's has his struggles. But I don't know. It's just weird. Like he's the one I feel like I'd be fine getting rid of. At the same time, he literally could lineup wise, not defensively, probably make our team better right now. So it's odd to think about.
What do we got for final thoughts here?
Well, Scoop, you're laying off the beer, right? But Kean, you got a beer of the week?
Water. It's hot, man.
Wh-
Gotta hydrate.
Any
No
good
beer this
deals
week.
at the Chinooks games coming up?
Yeah, July 3rd, we got a bunch of 250 deals to help celebrate America's 250th anniversary. $2.50 Yinglings, Miller Lite, Coors Light, High Life, $2.50 American and Dew and Diet Dew, as well as $2.50 hot dogs on July 3rd. And we get to make up a doubleheader because of a fog delay from earlier in the season. So it's 18 innings of ball. Everything's going to be $2.50, and then we have a fireworks show after. So,
Is that while supplies last?
oh yeah,
I was just
we're
saying, you
we're
guys
gonna
have
run out of
been
it. We're gonna
mulling
run out of
through
shit.
it just for the promos. I've seen beer and Mountain Dew showers and chugging and
Well, to be so honest with you, this is an inside bit for the from the food and bev side. I accidentally ordered way too many 12-ounce cans of Mountain Dew, so I have 96 12 packs of Mountain Dew
mm,
cans. So I was like, what can I do to get rid of it? And so that's why that Mountain Dew was $1 as well as Dollar Dog Night. So little fun tidbit from the food and bev side of the Lakeshore Chinooks.
Let me buy a beer. Sure. These fans, I love them. When I came in, they didn't recognize me at first, but then when I told them who I was, next thing you know, they're buying me my favorite beer. Thanks. Hey, it's a pleasure to buy a beer for a great pitcher like Whitey Ford. So I lied.
I was gonna say the other day at Eagle Park, I had their 250th anniversary pre-prohibition lager, which is a pre-prohibition style lager brewed with 6 row barley and Wisconsin corn. And I thought it might not be good because it allegedly was supposed to be in the style of a 250-year-old beer, but it actually was very good. It's just a nice lager. So shout out Eagle Park.
Decent
wasn't
ale.
fired, didn't taste funky.
It was good.
Final thoughts?
PCA getting her done. Kid's hot. He does make WAR look like a fake stat because it kind of is, but he's getting her done for the old Southsiders, and they
Did you
are kind
see
of
his
rolling.
miscatch today? He just literally let one roll
He
by
doesn't
him.
do that.
I'm telling
Uh-oh.
you,
No, no one else could have made that play. He
I'm
made it
t
look close because he's
he
elite.
it wasn't even close. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He got bailed out. It would have been a 2-run inside the park homer, but
Keen, I'm gonna
it
have to
rolled
cut this
into the
out.
ivy.
Dude, how about
The
the
offense
how about
looks really,
Myers running into the field at
yeah.
AmFam?
Can you imagine if that would have been at Wrigley into the brick?
That's why I thought of it because when I was watching, I was actually at Eagle Park and I was like, dude, he would have like literally not been able to move if that was
I'd
at
say
Wrigley.
Seiya almost ran into the wall. I've watched more Cubs than I have the Brewers, but Seiya took a ball off the wall to the face today.
Yeah,
And I
I
thought he
believe
like
that.
smacked his head against the brick, but no, the ball hit off the wall,
Cubs
hit him in the face.
Cubs position player unit looks pretty good right now, to be
Fuck
honest.
the Cubs,
Well, they
dude.
pay
And
him a fuck ton of money. They're
well,
supposed to be good.
that's even without Bregman playing well, but they have so many pitching injuries.
Yeah,
Ben
their
Brown just went
rotation's
down
pretty
now
ugly.
too. He's a guy who they just plugged it in the rotation. He was actually looking good and not anymore. And a lot of those guys are out long term. It's not like they're going to be back soon.
How's Steele been? Is he out still?
Oh
He's
yeah,
not coming back this year. I thought they
yeah, he's
said.
out for the year.
Oh
At least
shit.
he's not starting. I think this year they
Steele's
said
out
at
for the
least.
year. Palencia's out right now, but will be back. Brown, they said they're not even going to reassess for like over a month. But last time this happened to his neck, he was out for the year. Um,
Damn.
Cade Horton's out for the year. Uh,
Cabrera just got hurt, right? Is
Yeah,
that
Cabrera,
Edwin Cabrera. He was
comebacker, right?
hurt, came back, and then got hurt again.
Mhm. Um, I think there's another one in the rotation too. Oh,
Justin Steele is so ugly.
Boyd just came back though. That was
And
the
they always have Colin Ray. He's got a rubber band for
Andre.
his shoulder and an
Good for
elbow.
good for 5 innings and 3 earned. That's a quality start.
Hey, if the Mets could get that out of Freddie P, they'd be happy these days.
No shit.
Hey,
That dude
I
stinks
know
apparently.
David Peterson started one of those games against us this weekend, right? How did he
Yeah.
look?
He
I
looked
did
good.
say that. He looked good other than the first pitch homer to Churio.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Looked
saw
good.
the
Well,
first pitch homer. My parents were watching it while I was at the Chinooks game, so I was able to just sneak over and take a peek.
the,
Did see the Churio bomb.
the results at least were good. The Brewers really struggled to drive in runs this weekend.
I
But,
did see that.
yeah.
It comes in waves, I feel like, hitting with runners in scoring position. It's like if one guy can do it really well, then it's almost like the
Yeah.
chicken or the egg.
I've
Like
seen a lot more panic than I should for a team that's 51 and 32 and won 7 of 9 and
I saw somebody
5 game
tweet
lead and
out
et
a
cetera, et cetera.
paragraph that said like I've never seen a team that's 50 and 29 or whatever they were at the time. I think they should have a closed door players only meeting. And I was
No,
like,
they
I don't. They did.
no, they had oh okay, never mind. Never mind. They had
I thought this guy was making it up, and I
no,
was
they
like,
had
what
like
the
an
fuck?
offensive meeting with Murphy on Sunday or Monday or something. And then they were hitting with runners in scoring position. I don't think it was a closed door players only meeting.
I was gonna say because this
Yeah.
guy was like, they should have one, and I was
Yeah,
like,
no.
really? You
Nah,
need? Is
and
it's not that bad?
there are, actually what we should talk about with our last 90 seconds here. There are serious concerns about the bullpen. And they do need to figure something out with third base, I think. Maybe they won't. Hamilton's been fine. Ortiz plays a fine third base defensively. But that'd be nice to figure out. But there are legitimate bullpen concerns, despite the best start in franchise history to this point. Um, I would really love to see them go get like a Chapman or another like legit back end bullpen guy, even though McGill has looked better and Uribe has looked pretty good for the most part this year. There are serious bullpen depth concerns, and there's still less of the infield depth concerns, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, Kean really likes Chapman. He's a good guy in the community and stuff, so
All
good to have him around the city.
Not cool.
right. Well, let's keep beating up on the Reds. Go
Yeah,
Brewers.
go
Go
Nugs.
Brewers.